Hi guys, Dr. Bielek here. Welcome to Theories of Personality. Welcome to CUNY. If this is your first time with CUNY, it's an absolutely wonderful university and program, so I'm happy to have you here. Before we get started, a little bit about myself. I have my doctorate in clinical psychology with a health psychology concentration, which is meaning the mind-body connection. I firmly believe that if there's a mental illness, your physical abilities may be impacted in one way, shape, form, or another, or if you have a physical ailment, that your mental functionality and abilities may be impacted in one way, shape, form, or another. Clinically speaking, I have about 8 years of clinical experience. I've worked with primarily adults in the outpatient facility setting, individual, group work, family therapy. I have worked with children as well. In any setting I've been in, it's been a wide range of diagnoses. I've worked with minor symptoms of depression all the way up to severe psychosis. I've worked with those that have cancer, either with themselves or family members. I've worked with the deaf and hard of hearing population. I've worked in residential. I kind of had my hand in many different facets of the clinical world. So while I was in clinical, and kind of in the background, I've always wanted to teach and knew I wanted to teach. So when I was in clinical, I started picking up some adjunct courses here and there at a couple universities. And then while I was in clinical, I decided I wanted to do clinical research for a while and try to see what that was all about. So I did 2 years of clinical research where, if you've ever watched TV or you have TV and you see the commercials of an 800 number saying, join this clinical trial if you feel like you have said ailments. That's what I did. I led those clinical trials for 2 years to see if whether the medicinal intervention was going to be effective in these trials before it hit the market. So again, in the background, I was teaching and I was doing that. And then I left clinical research and entered higher ed full-time as a gen ed program chair for a 2-year tech school. Then I ended up being an education supervisor for 2 years. And I, again, in the background, continued to teach. So after being in higher ed in the administrative roles for almost 4 years, I decided that I wanted to look at professing or being a professor full-time. In order for me to do that, I started teaching online classes, graduate and undergraduate level classes in psychology, and I picked up quite a few brick and mortar courses on undergraduate and graduate psychology. So full-time, if you want to term it that way, that's what I do. I adjunct at a whole bunch of different universities, and I absolutely adore it. It's my niche. It's where I belong. It's my path. And psychology is my passion, and teaching about it even more so. So I've taught a plethora of courses, intro all the way up into those that are seeking their dissertation. Personality happens to be one of my favorites. So theories of personality, what you can expect this term is just really navigating how we all have different and unique personalities and the theories behind that, and how we develop and adapt based on their personality, and also how we develop meaningful relationships in the environment and from a social psych setting perspective. So about the course, if you've never taken an online course, even if you have, I highly recommend you looking on the left side of your screen when you get into Blackboard and into the course, and click on the Getting Started link, which will give you a nice pieces of information about how you can get started with the course. Of course, there's a link there about me, so you can read more about me and my experiences personally and professionally. And then I absolutely 100% unequivocally recommend that you look at the syllabus. Either download it or print it out and highlight the important dates and the due dates. Make sure you are really diligent on meeting those deadlines or timelines. Discussion boards, please make sure that you read the information in the syllabus regarding the discussion boards. You are expected to participate, and there's more information in there about when and how you will participate in those discussion boards. That's the meat and potatoes, I guess is the best way to put it, of the course, and make sure you really understand the requirements of that. As far as the other assignments are concerned, I think that they're pretty self-explanatory. However, I'm in the course, in the discussions. Please email me with any questions or concerns that you have. Nothing is too small to ask. Nothing's too major to ask. Please know I'm here for you. And if I don't have the answer, I certainly will look for it and try to help you find the best answer possible for your question that you initiated. Again, back to the discussion boards. I am in there. I'm in there quite often, if I don't get to you one week, it's highly likely I'll get to you the next week, or maybe I'll get to your discussion every single week. My goal is to at least make sure that I respond to you at least once every other week, if not every single week. Do know that I do read all the discussions, so your discussion is valuable to me, and your opinion, your perception is valuable to me. Just based on the contingencies of the course, again, usually I get in there at least 5 days a week, if not more, to make sure the discussion's flowing pretty fluidly and succinctly, and of course to help navigate the topics when it's appropriate or necessary. So without further ado, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. I just wanted to say hello and help you start navigating the course. And again, please email me with any questions or concerns. I would be happy to talk to you about those questions and or have any kind of personal private session or meeting time. We certainly can set that up via email, and I would talk to you over the phone. I'm more than happy to do that as well. So I wish you a wonderful term and course. I hope it's educational. I hope it's pertinent to your field of study or where you want to go professionally. And of course, I hope it's enjoyable. So again, if at any time you need anything, please do not hesitate to contact me. And with that, I wish you the best this term. I'll see you in the class.